the devil, the sun, the snow, having been born in Winnipeg, and having had 3 months of solid rain on the coast, Vancouver Island. But also it's a pleasure to come back to Canada, because the Vancouver Island is an island. And seems very remote from the rest of the world here. As an example, we've had a 2.5 months newspaper strike, and the morning and evening papers have been nil. So one goes down to the news depot and searches for, Vancouver Province, Vancouver Sun, Globe and Mail. There's no such thing as the Edmonton Journal there, but and one of these stories of mine, I heard when there was a lineup to get the Sun or something. I heard an old Victorian brick gentleman say, just nothing but these foreign newspapers.
For the last 2 years, I've lived in Edmonton at 9231 87th Street, which is a nice house, but a very unpoetic address. And about 2 weeks ago, I moved and was suddenly overwhelmed by 13 Maryvale Crescent, Mills Haven, Sherwood Park, Alberta. And this is the result. 13. 13, that desperate number, maligned, feared, the missing floor in apartment buildings, 12A and hotel room doors. Now becomes our sign, our number, telling the world where we are. We defy augury. Luyk was the 13th at the table when Knights had baldered.
Jazz poems, some of them are fairly straight, some of them are sound poetry. I would ask you to welcome Doug Barber.
My only excuse is that Edmonton is called Jazz City, so I guess it's prairie. 2 poems about jazz and 2 shorter poems. This is called Alone on the Road, and it's dedicated to the late Zoot Sims. Alone on the road, wherever it leads, to the sea, she said, then, telling of obscure directions, all they can give us ever, but especially now, as we confront more deaths and remember what? Chagall's lovers float over the world.
It's only 25 cents. And it's called The Merry Devil of Edmonton. The Merry Devil of Edmonton was the little title of a play written around 1603, the authorship of which has been variously credited to Thomas Dekker, Michael Raven, and William Shakespeare. And this is edited by Doug Barber, who's newly on the staff of the Department of English from Higgins, and Stephen Scobie, newly on the staff from Jubilee, Vancouver. This is the poem I read the other night. I explained it was not written because of knowing Frank Bessai. It was written about 2 years ago, but since he died, just as this conference took place, and since he'd been very interested in it, I felt somehow this poem did apply to him. It's called Aliens All.
Each year they lose again to torn up territory, excavated caves, on which are built the human zoos, floor on terrace floor. Each year, each spring, I hear the sparrows jittering, the magpies shriek, caught in a closed playpen of smog and soot. Each year we turn the bright world inside out. They fly to the old familiar tree and crash their wings against the cement phallus. Well, one isn't merely critical of Edmonton, perhaps.